We can dance if we want to. We can leave your friends behind, 'cause your friends don't dance. And if they don't dance, they're no Greeks of mine. Shamu, everyone. I've got a video for the Helpol girlies. I leave y'all alone. I leave y'all alone for the most part. We might change that, but I want to talk with y'all about something. I want to talk with y'all about some dancing. Okay? We need some dancing in our Helpol spaces. Now we're going to go a little bit over this. Let's talk about dance in Greek belief. We want to start with the word chorea. It does not just mean dance. It's a chorus. It's a group of people. They are singing. They are moving and grooving. They are the masters of groove in pattern steps. So from the very beginning, we're talking about a group, a community, a we that are moving in a rhythm, which is largely reflective of how communal Greek religion is. You worship as a city, as a festival group, you're an initiated band, you're a mystery group, it's all communal. When we look at the epic poetry, chorea shows up as a cosmic thing. In the Iliad, I think it's about book 18, Hephaestus makes Achilles' shield, and he forges a dancing floor on it, with young men and women moving in lines, with singers and musicians, and with this idea of ritual dance literally engraved into the image of defense for Achilles. Many of these scholars see this scene as kind of a snapshot of how sacred chorea was seen. The world itself pictured as this joyful, ordered movement. So we start to see how already the Greeks imagine a well-ordered world with dance woven into it. When we get to, where a lot of Helpols don't like to talk about, which that's a whole other thing, the classical period, philosophers get very explicit about this. So in Plato's dialogue of the Laws, he says that the gods gave human beings rhythm and harmony as gifts. When you combine the rhythm and harmony with the graceful bodily movement, this is what he calls choristry. And he links it directly to Apollo, the Muses, and Dionysus. Everybody's favorite trio right there. So for Plato, proper education was even built around this. Children were to be raised with the right songs and the right dances at the right festivals so they could learn to feel pleasure and shame in the proper things. A well-ordered chorea literally trained your moral character. He even says that the city has to regulate which dances are going on at what time. You don't just invent some new edgy festival dance and throw it in front of a temple, right? The forms of dance are like a living law. And so in Plato, dance is not like an extra thing that's done. It's a divine tool that literally shapes our souls and keeps civic order and religious order intact. Two of the big things that we see in sacred dance, most clearly, we see coming out of the cults of Apollo and Dionysus. On the Apollonian side, there's a lot of choreography that's orderly and luminous. Poets like Pindar are describing choruses of youth and maidens who dance for Apollo at the Delos. The Hyperboreans live in a distant blessed land. They're pictured spending their whole time in perpetual sacrifice, music, and dance for the gods. A lot of modern scholars, especially Claude Calaim, says that these images showing the dancing in chorus models a life that is like that of the gods. So the Apollonian dances are often seen as circular or processional. The movements are symmetrical. They're a reflection of the ordered motion of the stars and the seasons. So to dance well for Apollo is to align yourself with the movement of the cosmos. Now, when you look on the Dionysian side, you get the complete opposite. It is ecstasy, possession, and holy disorder. In Euripides' Bacchae, the worshippers of Dionysus, it's wild movement. The Maenads shake their hair loose, they whirl, they stamp, they run up and down on mountainsides. To outsiders, it's wrote that this looks like madness, but inside the ritual, it creates this very controlled space where Dionysus enters his worshippers. We have vase paintings that show the Maenads with arched back, lifted arms, bodies twisted left and right in procession with Dionysus. We have modern scholars like, let me check my notes here, Walter Burkitt, using Dionysian worship as an example of how ecstatic dance and music creates ecstasis, a state where divine presence is directly experienced. So we have on one hand Apollo with the cosmic order processional dancing, and on the other hand Dionysus with the whirling, boundary-breaking ecstasy and dance. And both of these are real, tangible ways of approaching the gods. Beyond this, chorea is also tied to initiation and like the liminal movements in a person's life. Ooh, we gotta try and get through this. I got 4 minutes. So for girls, one of the most important examples would be the cult of Artemis. In places like Brauron, in Attica, and in Sparta, there are courtesans of maidens who dance for the goddesses. Their dances portray animal or wild imagery, like playing the bear, and mark transition from childhood to adulthood. Claude Calame's book, Choruses of Young Women in Ancient Greece, argues that these dances are literally rites of passage. The movement inscribes new social identities onto the person, and for the men, they have the armed dances like the, I'm going to butcher it, my Greek is bad, the Pyrrhiki. They've got this martial protective dimension to them. You do these very martial, very rigid lockstep dances that prepare your body for war, but also allow you to dramatize the role of being a citizen soldier protecting the community. So again, we see within these snapshots of history the importance of dance, as Plato said, keeping the social order as well as aligning with the gods. And then you've got the Eleusinian Mysteries. We don't have a lot on what that is. It's very fragmentary, but a lot of our modern studies make the argument that processions and torchlit movement, probably with choreographed dance sequences, were central. Participants would literally walk and move through the rhythm of Demeter and Kore, enacting their descent, their search, and their reunion with the bodies. As part of the katabasis, there was probably dancing. Archaeologists and art historians have cataloged literally hundreds of vase paintings showing dancers in religious settings, and I don't have enough time to go into how many of them. But a good study is by Lillian Lawler, The Dance in Ancient Greece. It pulls a fuck ton of this material together and ends up with the conclusion that dancing mirrors all of Greek life. You've got ethnographers like Laura Shannon studying village dance and circle dance at saints' days with the theophany and the 12 nights to bless the house. This goes on and on, even in modern stuff. This is very important, because chorea is how the communities praise the gods, right? And it's a very simple and open way for community. If you can dance, you can trance dance. If you can't dance because of mobility issues, you can still sway a bit and get that disorienting, hypnotic little Dionysian thing going, right? And even if you're not, like, fully Helpol, if you go and say to your friends, come dance with me at a Dionysus party we're having, they'll probably go and be more inclined to go a lot faster than if you say, hey, do you want to attend a ritual for the ancient Greek gods? So you've got familiarity to bring people in and for us to have a fun community thing. Dance. We gotta dance more. Helpol girlies. Go out and shake all of it. I got 30 seconds. Gotta wrap this up. May your ancestors bring you the sweetest of portents, and may you have the most wonderful of dreams. Shamu.